Did you know that someone is thinking about you? Here are the 10 signs from the universe that someone is thinking about you. Number 10. They're present in your dream time. Dreams are our thought forms personified as a living enactment while you sleep. And it's not only possible to share dream space together, but actually quite common. When the conscious mind is in rest, your higher self can reach out and receive messages from other souls who want to connect with you. Those who appear in your dreams may not even be aware that they've entered your dream time, but also that they may have wanted to reach out for some time on the conscious level. If you're experiencing the same person entering your dreams frequently, try keeping a dream journal to log your encounters. It's not always possible, or even appropriate, to ask people if they've had the same one as you. It can come off as weird to some. You'll find you're able to gain much more accurate information from your dream diary, anyway. It's a spiritual practice that can teach you a lot about current life circumstances. Number 9. Burning sensation in cheeks. Providing you can't explain these sensations any other way, such as with the cold in winter or through inflammation, burning cheeks usually indicate someone has been less than complimentary about you. The feeling is very similar to what you'd experience after being slapped in the face. But not all people manifest this sign the same way. You might not experience the burning physically, and instead, show a lot of redness. When this extends toward the ears, the meaning of this sign can shift from a negative intent to someone having romantic feelings towards you. Number 8. You're empathically connected to them and intuit their energy. Your emotions can be misleading at the best of times, especially if you're a natural empathy. If you are one of those people, you'll be all too aware when you experience a jolt of sadness or clench of anxiety out of the blue, that these aren't your feelings. However, if these pangs keep on arising within you when there is no one else in sight, they could be the thoughts of someone who's emotionally attached to you. If this is a new experience, it might be a little unsettling and lead to questions about your mental health. Number 7. Getting the hiccups is related to negative and/or toxic energy that's being directed towards you. When you experience hiccups that can't be explained physically, it's usually a sign someone has complained about you quite vocally. If you're experiencing hiccups around a certain person, it's likely that there's a source of animosity between you that you're not aware of. You could try tactfully probing to see what's wrong, or even ask friends if there's anything you should know. Number 6. They enter your thoughts out of nowhere. Have you ever had the image or memory of someone you know repeatedly enter your thoughts? If it's someone close to you, this may not seem a big deal. But if it's a person you rarely have contact with, it could be a sign that you're on their mind. What it could mean is that person is thinking about all the pain they've caused. It could be a sign that they're going through a stage of deep remorse. So if you do experience a recurrence of negative, take comfort in the fact that people can change and extend forgiveness if only for your own sake. Number 5. Spontaneous bouts of sneezing. Sneezes and nose twitches have several interpretations depending on how they manifest. When it isn't brought on by cold or flu-like symptoms, sneezing is thought to mean that someone is missing your company. Some people apply numerology studies to discern who could be thinking about you. In some Asian countries, for example, it's said when you sneeze, you should ask someone who's in your company to give you a 3-digit number. So, let's say you receive the 456, you would add these together, 4 plus 5 plus 6 equals 15. That number corresponds to a letter of the alphabet. So, 15 would be O, meaning the name of the person who's thinking about you begins with that letter. The number of times you sneeze is also said to indicate what type of thoughts someone is having about you. 2 sneezes in quick succession mean that someone is having negative thoughts about you, while 3 sneezes or more in a row indicate positive thoughts. Number 4. Goosebumps. These physical sensations are harder to connect with someone specific and will need to be coupled with your discernment. But they shouldn't be discarded as random bodily functions. Schisms are usually a very clear energetic sign that someone has you on their mind. If they appear out of nowhere and can't be explained by normal means, it's likely they're connected to a thought that's been directed towards you. There is also a chance that whoever has caused these reactions has some level of psychic awareness and could be attracted to you. Number 3. Involuntary eye spasms. It's widely believed that when the left eye twitches, you're the subject of someone else's positive thoughts and intent. But if you feel the same sensations in the right eye, then it means that someone has been putting you down, usually quite badly. However, that is only true of women. The opposite applies to men, with the left eye being a sign of negative intentions and the right showing positive intent from someone. But before you go jumping to conclusions, make sure that you're not experiencing any allergic reactions. Number 2. Unexplained physical touch. The feeling of non-physical touch is possibly the powerful sign of all that you're in someone's thoughts. This kind of sensation only occurs when the person thinking about you is either deeply connected with you or has psychic abilities. This kind of contact can be an extremely soothing and be a reassuring presence. Many people who've lost loved ones unexpectedly often report these experiences not long after the person has passed away. Their soul will stay behind to provide comfort before moving on to the spirit world. But it's also possible for people to create this feeling in their physical bodies. However, there is always an opposite. And if there is someone who has sufficiently bad intentions towards you that they're projecting out into the universe, and they manifest the same touch, you may experience an ominous or negative presence that is invading your personal boundaries. Number 1. Synchronistic encounters. Have you ever been thinking about someone and then all of a sudden you receive a phone call from them? Or even, have you had someone on your mind while you're out shopping, someone you haven't seen in a long time, and then you bump into them? These meetings don't happen by accident. But the fact you're thinking of someone just before you interact with them isn't necessarily a direct manifestation. It's your precognitive and intuitive abilities at play. Of course, that doesn't mean you weren't having meaningful thoughts about the person in question. And conversely, if you can have thoughts about someone before running into them, the same also applies in reverse. The next time you encounter someone you haven't seen in a while, the chances are, you may have been on their mind for some time beforehand. That's it. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have suggestions, free to comment it below.